in today.
Nice.
It is Saturday, and welcome everybody. I hope everyone's having a great day so far, and we are in room number 3, and this is Vinney Chopra. And we're very excited to have you. I've read about your success, and I am just very excited to listen to this presentation that you have. This is going to be a good one, I know. So
Thank you.
you're welcome,
Chris.
Vinney. So Vinney has been a professional fundraising consultant and motivational speaker for over 35 years. He has given over 10,000 exciting speeches and seminars on fundraising, positive thinking, enthusiasm, goal setting, balanced living, and has been involved in business coaching. He has successfully completed 26 syndications in multifamily with a portfolio of over 200 million. Very exciting news. I'm very excited to hear your presentation, Vinney, and it is all yours. Go ahead and take the stage.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. It's exciting to be back here again with many of you. There are a lot of new investors also, new students, new people who are trying to get into multifamily or other businesses in commercial. Hi, I'm Vinney Chopra. My middle name is Smile. I smile a lot. I'm from Danville, California, right here in San Francisco area. If anybody can think of Danville, it's a small town outside of San Francisco, and I'm thrilled to be here. I'm really excited to kind of share with you certain things today. My main focus today is going to be raising money, raising money, raising money. That's the 3 times, because just like location, location, location 3 times is where you want to buy the right multifamily. You've got to have a ton of money, millions of dollars of money ready to be able to purchase these assets. So it's going to be mindset. You know, are you in multifamily? If not, why not? And what changes are you making in your thinking? My world has been multifamily syndications for over 14 years. I'm a broker also, California broker. I became in 2004. I'll share that with you. Are you thinking big numbers? That's the other thing I want to ingrain in your mind. Are you thinking big numbers? It's only a matter of extra zeros. Remember that. It's only extra zeros to the right side, not to the left side. OPM, the other people money, the OPM blueprint. I'll be discussing with you some of the exciting things, and I would love to answer lots and lots of questions, because I've been managing efficiently to give great cash flows to our investors, anywhere from ROI, return on investment, of 18 to 69% per year. How does that sound? Hey, I'm really pumped today because I just flew in yesterday from Orlando, Florida, and we just closed on $52 million deal on Thursday this week. Right there, it looks like a resort with our partners, Enzo Multifamily. I want to bring them in. Also, Monil Investment Group. I'm the CEO of Monil, and I'll share that in a second. This is a beautiful, beautiful asset we are very excited about. You could see some of the pictures. It looks like a resort. You want to stay there, but people live there. And it's been 98% occupied. We are very excited to get a very nice loan too. 18.26, I think, is the LTV, which is unheard of. So 82% loan on this kind of asset. But that's the other big high in my life. This week has been, I have my top bestseller on Amazon International, new release. I mean, in 9 different categories. My book just hit the stage. That's my journey from $7 to 250 million portfolio. And that you will also see, and a lot of great comments are coming. Actually, almost 32 as of last night. Comments came in just 1.5 day alone. So please check it out if you would. Just go on Amazon, Google Vinney Chopra, or go to Google and Google Vinney Chopra. Anyway, just a little bit about it. You know, can you tell me, could you please write your answers in the chat? And Chris, if you will read some of the answers, I'd love to be interactive and really give my very best in the next 1 hour, an hour and a half. So how was this possible to close on a $52 million deal? Please write your answers. Of course, it takes gumption, attitude, deal flow through the broker, all that, and a lot more other stuff. I don't know if people are chatting with you, Chris. Anybody saying anything?
Yes.
Anyway,
No one's chatting so far, but we'll make sure we get to the questions and
okay.
answers at the very end.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All
So,
right.
you're right. It's the biggest thing is to pull down these kind of deals. You need money. You need money is the number one, and also the debt, the equity and the debt. And we'll talk about that. Let's just kind of give you a little bit synopsis on me, who I am. I came from India with $7 in my pocket and with a dream. And I was a mechanical engineer in India. I still am, but arrived in USA many years back, sold Bible books, educational books, and all that. All over MBA, I came to do my MBA in George Washington University, motivational speaker fundraiser. I just dropped engineering, and I said I like to be out there building relationships, talking to people and things like that. I became broker in 2004, started Ideal Investments 2007. That's about 12 years back. Then founder and CEO, started 5 companies, over 300 million portfolio right there with this new acquisition we have done. So we have done 27th one is the one. I know the 200,000 was a lower number, but it's been because of enthusiasm, passion, persistence, and positivity. I would say that is the number one goal. Everybody should really concentrate on those 4 things, because you'll move much faster, much higher, as you have never imagined before. And that's the name of the game. I've been on the podcast. Some of you might have seen me or heard me, over 78 podcasts. And the exciting thing is that I teach that syndication is not a gorilla. It really is not. And I hope that's what you will get from me in this presentation. I also want to mention again, put a little plug about my book. It's half price today only, half price if you could go to Amazon. But also I want to share with you, I'll be coming with the apartment syndication made easy as a correspondent. My shows, my podcasts are launching, 6 of them right away, and then weekly after that. And then Mr. Smile's motivation talk show also launching very soon, and 6 episodes, and then one after every week. Let's just talk about the advantages of multifamily. See, to raise money, we need to be sure to find the right deal. That's one thing for sure. Like I said, location, location, location. What are the emerging markets? What are the places where jobs are coming? Where are the places where Starbucks are coming, or Best Buys are coming, or Walmarts are coming? In every single section of the MSA, or whichever city you're going to, you got to make them into a quadrant and meet with the brokers, meet with the property management, multifamily in the unit type that you want to purchase. That's something you want to really make sure. You don't want to go to the people who are selling or listing 300 units, but you can only buy 50 units or 15 units. So stay in that range and find out where is the path of progress. Is it northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest? And then get the zip codes, get the crime reports and everything, and just be totally aware where you are going to be looking into. Because if you look at all these properties all over the world, I mean, in the USA and all over, and you're not going to get focus is power. That's one thing I talk about, and that's the real reason where I am today. Within 4 years, I've been able to accomplish so much, and you can too. You really can too. Again, the advantages. It's not new. Less vacancies, economies of scale, forcible appreciation, higher cash flow, tax breaks, depreciation savings, and hold their value. The reason I talk about this is because you got to really prepare a credibility kit, I call it, and you got to put everything under the sink in that credibility kit to prove to the people you're talking to, the investors in the meetup groups, and having your power, what's it called, elevator pitch. Oh my gosh, you got to know what you are going for, and everybody is a prospect. A prospect. What is a prospect? Do not rationalize. A lot of times we rationalize things, and many of those things never happen in our life. You got to have enthusiasm, you got to have passion, you got to have an elevator pitch, and you are talking to everybody you come in touch with right from the morning till evening, and you got to have a set a goal of three new investors every week. If you don't do it by Thursday or Friday, you don't need to sleep that night. I'm telling you, you got to have that kind of passion to make it happen in any kind of walks of life. So these are just the points that you're going to share with your audience, with your prospects. How to share that? See, the thing is, you got to get into their psyche. You got to get into their objections. You got to get into their where they have been and what they have been, where they have been investing and what they are doing with their money. Are they spending a lot of money, in stock market or precious metals or cryptocurrency or this or that? Have they lost money in real estate? Maybe they have the the stigma I find in a lot of investors' mind is because they bought one single family home, and that one single family home gave them headaches, tenant trash, and what is that? Tenant trash and one more T, whatever it was. But toilets. There we go. That's what it is. And the cash flow just flies off the door. So why should they invest with you if they saw those headaches? Those headaches stay in their mind. You got to level up the field. You got to make sure, just like when you go to the sea has got those waves, and the sand is all over. When people walk over it and climb and this and that and all that happen, castles are made. Remember all those good things when you were young? Hey, I'm the youngest guy around. I'm telling you, you got to be a child every single day in your life. The thing is, see, the waves come, the seawater comes, and then the sand is all plain. That's what you have to have, the mentality of finding out where your investors, where your prospects have been, what have been the undulations, I call it, or the peaks and the boundaries and all that, where they have been, because those have stayed with them. The negatives of the family, the friends, and everybody who lost money in real estate, and the headaches and all that. Those things are real, and you got to really find them out, draw them out from the people, from the prospects, because the more you do that, you will be able to then give them the layer, the softer, the second layer, and the third layer, and the fourth layer of the advantages why they should invest in multifamily, of course, and then why in emerging markets, and why these reports that economists are proving and sharing and data and everything. I mean, everything is data driven nowadays. So we need to put together a brochure, an investor brochure, I call it, educational brochure, I call it, and that is the real strength. And I give it to my students day one when they join my academy, which cost me thousands of dollars, but they get to put their name, stamp, everything, and they use it, which I have been able to develop and so nicely and so on. Anyway, but let's go to further. Share with them the depreciation tax laws are so important in our country, in USA, and now with like in this $52 million deal, guys, $10 million is the land approximately. And then out of that $42 million, we are going to take out $10 million deduction in year one. In year one, $10 million. We already got the CPA, the firms, to look at the cost segregation studies, many of you know, or the accelerated depreciation is the other term, on annual depreciation, not a straight line, 27.5, don't do it. You got to do it costs a little bit money, but guess how much you're going to save for the taxpayers, for the investors, and that's the name of the game. Almost no taxes due to accelerated depreciation. We're going to give out these great returns to our investors, but they are not going to have to pay any money. Of course, I'm not tax accountant, I'm MBA, and I'm also a broker and, consultant and everything done. So no capital gains tax, of course, using 1031, 0 to 15% approximate tax rate on the cash flows, counting accelerated depreciation effects. Your spendable cash flow is 15% less liability. Again, that's me. I don't know. One of my VAs made that. Hey, use the power of VAs, virtual assistants. Don't be shy. You might train them again and again and again, but you find the good ones. And one time I had 9 VAs working for me at one time. At this time, I think I've got 4 right now. But the key thing is you can really make it happen in the syndication world. And in my book, actually, that's what it is all about. Keep it simple, stupid. I believe in that. KISS. Remember KISS principle? Many of you probably know that. Write it down, take notes. Keep it simple, stupid. Because the thing is, the investors will not buy your program. They will not invest with you if you confuse them. If you just come and ran over on them or tractor them, their thinking and everything, you got to get in their psyche. That's what this is. These are some of the topics. I just recorded 57 or 58 lectures on just the subject of raising money. And I have so many other things, total, I think 729 lectures I have coached right now, and the mastermind and all that, that's on top of all that. But hours and hours, thousands of hours, in the academy that I've put together, multifamilyacademy.com or multifamilysyndicationacademy.com. That's me, Vinney Chopra. Along with, you can partner with me and all that stuff. We'll talk about it. But, make a first impression, great impression. That is so huge. I just talked about it. It'll be so hard for me to go over each and every subject, but I elaborate how to really perfect those systems, how to find people with money, types of investors, what are they, and how do you want to vet them and make sure that they are really giving you the right reasons to invest with you. Why Malta is the best, I just talked about it. Circle of influence. I believe in that so strongly that we have 7 circles of influence. You've got to start with the ones that trust you the most right away. And then you move out and out and out and out and out. Fusion theory, amazing, amazing concept. Fusion, as you know, I'm a physicist, right? I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer from India. And the thing is that you are able to do fusion. Fusion is amazing when you have 5, 10, 15, 20. I started with zero investor, guys, just like all of you. And I hear that from my students every day, Vinny, oh my gosh, I can't find people. And once you make a list in a CRM and take their name down, everybody is a prospect. There is 26 trillion with a T dollars of money in retirement plans in this country. Only 3 to 5% is in real estate. This is ridiculous. I mean, we need to change that, equation, and we can do it. That's my main passion right now, is to buy $500 billion of real estate, but help those investors. Investors are gold. You got to keep that in mind. Residents are gold. Yeah, your team members are, because we manage all our assets, my 27 different assets we have purchased. The other thing is the residents, of course, and then our team members are gold, and then the vendors are gold, and then our family and friends and everybody's gold at the bottom. So you got to keep it in perspective, the transparency of the operation, how your investors can really reach you, and they get cared by you. You're not just high flying and trying to get running and gunning. It's not going to work. That's how my investor base went from 0 to 6 to 7 to 9 to 15 to 32 to 76, then 86, then 125. And now my biggest record is I raised $7 million in 7 hours. Isn't that great? This $7 in my pocket, I came from India. Hey, this 7 number is a very miraculous number for me. Again, the key thing is, how did I raise that? It was because by giving them great returns, the track record, caring for them, attending to their needs, doing the presentations every quarter. I do live Zoom presentations, guys. If you're not doing it, you got to do it. Don't throw a piece of paper or a digital report in the face of your investors. That's not the right way. The right way is to do Zoom or go to meeting or whatever live. Let them come live. Let them see you live. Ask you live questions. That's the name of the game. And for the last 11 years, I have recorded all these presentations each quarter. And now we are buying the property. We do 4 presentations. Just to give you, I'm giving you some of the gold nuggets that thousands of dollars are paid by my students. But anyway, prepare a great elevator pitch. I talked about it. Get involved in local wealth clubs. If I may say that, guys, the reason Vinny's where Vinny is because I talked about numbers, big numbers. Armandino, Tom Hopkins. Get those books. Magic of Thinking Big, Charlie Tremendous Jones, Jim Rohn. Get motivated every day. Miracle Morning. Make sure that you are starting the day correctly. Make sure you have written down goals. Make sure that you are able to really be passionate about who you are today. If you're not happy what happened last week, last month, last year, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Even what can you do about it? You sucked. Hey, I'm sorry. If you didn't accomplish those, but what you decide today is the day. And then what you change for tomorrow, or 30 seconds from now, or 1 hour from now, or anything. That's what it's all about. You got to really make sure that you are doing your best each and every day. Massive action is what I look for. Always, always, always. Social media presence. You got to have social media presence. If you're not, then you are not doing it right. It costs $60, $100 from virtual assistants to put a great website together, to get your business cards. Very exciting. And keeping good records. Hey, Chris, any questions, buddy? Any questions?
Hello. Yes, we actually have one question that came in.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, as a newbie, which comes first, finding the deal or the investor?
Hold in. Oh my gosh, that's a very good question. Whoever is asking me, finding the deal is later, guys. Oh my gosh, you're doing it wrong. Everybody's doing it wrong who thinks that you got to get a deal and then look for the money. That's the worst thing can happen. You got to have the money before you get the deal. SEC ruling says that you have to give a curation period of 30 days minimum from the investor that you met and you talked to them and you sat down with them after 3 contacts, and now you're bringing the deal. Don't put the cart before the horse. So everybody, a lot of gurus are saying, do this, LOI every day. Oh. I don't say that. I say, go ahead and get your investors intact and share with them where you're purchasing so that the money will flow there. If you have a lot of money, you don't need to worry about syndication. If you have $40 million in your bank, like we did this $22 million loan, hey, you don't need to do it. But if you have $100 or $2,000, whatever, $10,000 or $100,000, you got to keep that for due diligence, for expenses, all that. So the investors first. Investors first, always investors first. You got to get those investors to soft commit with you and then find a deal. Do it simultaneously. Get that book for $12 or whatever I'm selling today. Go get that book. That'll teach you everything you need to know, guys. All right? Okay. Keeping good records is important. Any other question, Chris?
No other questions. No. You're good to go. Keep going. We have till 10:45.
45. Okay. Concept of limited and general partners, documentation, keeping in touch, worksheets and sample. These are all the things I just plucked them out of my courses. By the way, from the academy, I talk in details, very big, about the psychology. Investors are gold. The way is just amazing. Credibility kit, social media, Vinney shares is investor. There it is, that whole template that you guys get, or whatever, legal structures. It's not a Ponzi. See, that's the biggest thing too. The investors don't want you to come like a salesy guy. If you are going to ask somebody first time, second time, hey, are you ready to invest? That's ridiculous. You got to give them time. You got to make sure that they understand that you are doing everything legal structure. You got to understand what a PPM is, what a subscription agreement is, what's an operating agreement is, how is your property going to be insured, who is going to be on the loan, what's your track record, what's this and that. All those things are important. Join somebody who has got some track record. Get a mentor, get a coach. But the Ponzi scheme is very, very, word Ponzi is where It's just fluke, and a lot of people are doing it wrongly, or they're not investing in the right. Last year, I didn't buy anything, guys. 2018, new investors came in and they were buying and buying and buying and buying and giving ridiculous amount, 95% of the cash flow going to the investors to give them 7%. You tell me, would you hey, take care of the asset, big asset, small asset for 5%? That's ridiculous, totally ridiculous. So never share, you got to work hard. So 70-30 is the maximum I'll go, so that the investors should get 7, 8, 9% with 70-30 split. And I used to do 60-40, all these deals. It's amazing. And fiduciary responsibility is so important. The other thing I wanted to really mention was, oh boy, okay, we got a lot of things over here, but let me just go ahead and take you a little bit further. Guys, everybody with me. Again, the idea today was to talk about OPM, other people's money. And if you got that from me in the last few minutes, is that you got to treat people right. You got to not be salesy. You got to have a presentation, a brochure, a PowerPoint. You got to look for the money. It's all around you. Don't put blinders on you. Don't put blinders. Everybody's got money. I mean, let me share with you. My car care center guy, he says, Vinney, guess what? Do you like, this whole building? He was very proud to show me. And, where his car care center is, another business warehouse in the back. I said, hey, how did you get? What kind of loan did you get? He said, I paid cash. Holy cow, $4 million paid cash, dry clean. I mean, everybody, doctors, attorneys, everybody is a great, great prospect. But again, please go into the teams, charities and other things locally, meetup groups, start meetup groups yourself, and then, go on, make your presence known. That's what I say, because people are so oriented now on the social media. They want to make sure who you are. And you got to start writing blogs and, get active, because, people are not going to just invest money with you just because who you are, but the thing is, you got to put all the feelers, everything together to give there's only one time you can make the best impression, like we say, right? The first impression should be the best impression. So all that is possible if you are able to plan your whole attack, whole thinking, and learning about all the objections before they come up, and then asking people to give you referrals, and making sure, there's the best book ever I read 40 years back was How to Master the Art of Selling Anything by Tom Hopkins. And he's the greatest real estate guru also. I mean, investor and all that. But the thing is, you got to be able to build relationships, like it says, right there, where to buy Majima. We talked about all that, value add place, increase NOI, implement RUB systems, all these things. See, we know them, right? We learn from our gurus, mentors, whatever. But the thing is, we should be able to communicate that to the investors. You got to find ways, and people, they read it, they look at it, they listen, all that oratory, all that. But the thing is, you got to put in a beautiful, beautiful brochure. And if anybody will email John, Jon, John at VinneyChopra.com, that's VINNEYCHOPRA, Chopra.com, you will be able to get, ideas how to, what we talk about, and things like that. Again, general syndication system. I mean, all these different graphics make such a big impact on the, thinking of the investor. If you make them understand what this whole process of syndication is, why they are taken care of legally, how they will be on the title of the property, how it's a single purpose entity, and then it's a pass-through entity for taxes, and so forth, that you'll be the one on the loan, and will be, having a whole insurance package. I'm talking about, right from the property theft, loss of loss of income, and then all the other stuff, plus of the general liability of $10 million and all that stuff. That gives the investors lot really, what's the word? They could sleep at night, guys. You want to make sure that you are taking care of their wealth, their money better than your money. That's the attitude you want to show them, because that's what they're going to be really thinking about. Hey, that guy over there, he knows what he's talking about. He is able to take care of my money. Investors are worried. If they give you 50,000 or 100,000, first of all, would they get their money back? That's number one. The second part is, would you, all these returns you are promising them, how valid you are in your, giving them the returns. That's the second thing, guys. Getting their money back. And if you're saying what you're saying is true, can they, predict that you will be able to do it? Do you have the power to run the property? Just to let you know, guys, $52 million property that we just bought on Thursday, it's going to take us a lot of hard work to bring about the cash flows. It's not what you buy. It's not just putting LOI and just looking for, okay, I'm a syndicator. That doesn't happen. It's a team sport. Get a good, partner with you. I wouldn't say get into partnership, but you make your own company, they make their own company, Wyoming LLC, hopefully, and then you are able to work as together team, just like we did with Monil Investment Group and Enzo Multifamily, 50-50 deal into this one. We'll be managing it and all that stuff. And on a daily basis, that's only you bring out the best, and our projections were like 22% IRR. Our interest rate went really down towards the end, 3.82. We underwrote it at 4.10. We got 3.82 5-year interest only and 10-year fixed. What was the other thing? Oh, the Freddie and Fannie were fighting to give us the loan, which is exciting. As you get bigger and bigger, things like that happen. The Freddie gave us $80,000 rebate to lock in the rate, and the treasury fell and we locked in. And, so all those team players are so important in getting the right deal going. Anyway, let me go into it. Hey, how are you liking so far, guys? Are you liking? If you'd like to learn from me, from Vinney Chopra, just text the word learn, LEARN, or word syndication to 474747. 4747, like the jet, 747. Take the 7 out. 474747. Just text the word learn, and you would learn so much so quickly. So my students are they're getting like 700 units. I think one of my very, very bright student, and, in just few months. And, it's like getting the tricks of the trade from the very best and implementing it. And I'll take you to the well where I've been, over $300 million portfolio now, and so forth like that. Or syndication, if you want to partner with me, or if you want to invest with me, again, then text the word learn, syndication to 4747, or write to John, Jon, John, at VinneyChopra.com, VINNEY Chopra.com. These were my, when I started my company there in Texas, after doing so many syndications, 14 of them, then 12 of them I did on my own with my new company, brand new company, and closed like in 2.5 years, almost like one syndication every 2 months. Look at the results. Albion, bought it for 8.7 million, 172 right there. That's the date. And it's worth this much right there, 5,000 in equity. These are the real slides I want to share with you from my presentation to the investors. I know I don't have time to go over each and everybody, but the thing is, you got to bring the personalization. You got to bring the excitement into everything you do. And this is my last slide I do on my presentations with my investors, always 100% SEC compliant, knowledgeable, transparent, personable experience, and then they could reach me any time of the day and all like that. So Monil Investment Group, Monil Management Group, and so forth. And we take pride in being a very transparent company. The investors can ask for anything: bank statements, financials, journal ledgers, invoices, check copies, whatever they want. We are totally transparent. This one we just sold. We sold it, guys. Just bought for 3.550 and then sold it for 8.6 million. Investors happy, we are happy. This we sold also 9.3 million, 12.750. This is the real number. sold it. This one, we are selling it right now, right there. Bought it in 2015, just in 4 years, making about 6 million, not bad. This is in that property, by the way. You just saw Monaco Villas. This is what I purchased. Look at this. Wow, before, and this is the after. Wow, isn't that amazing right there? And this is again Monaco Villas before the Nook. We always bring great value to our residents and so forth. That's the cafe we made over here and so forth like that. And then this is in Atlanta, above almost $3 to $4 million asset, gain. But you can invest with Vinney. You can partner with me. You can learn from me. I also do Facebook Live, 10 a.m. Pacific, right there from San Francisco. So it's a Pacific time over here in the nice, great country of San Francisco, right there. Part. How are you liking it again? Oh my gosh, my assistant put another one there. So question and answers. I would love to answer, Chris. Anybody else has a question? I know we have 3 rooms. I know we had 2 rooms last time. So must be, people are into this room or that room. And I think that might be the effect of it. Anybody has a question? No.
Vinney, great presentation. No current questions and answers. But if anyone comes up with any questions and answers, how can the attendees reach you?
Oh, okay. Sure, Chris. Of course, the best way to really reach me is through John. Jon, my business advisor, wonderful, wonderful soul, and Jon, John. And I think there is a slide on that one. Let me go ahead. I'm going to also share something else in the next slides. But sure, right. Answer your question, Chris. They could reach Jon John at vinneychopra.com. VINNEYCHOPRA, Chopra.com. Or they could Google me. Anybody can Google me. VinneyChopra.com or YouTube, Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. I mean, we are all over the place, right?
Very good. Very good. Well, we actually have 2 more 2 questions that came in. One is, Vinney,
sure.
if I want to do what you're doing, how would I best start?
Oh, okay. The very best way to become Vinney or like that is to get properly educated. See, you cannot just go out and read one article here, talk to one guy there, one guy there. That's not going to get you to where you want to go. You got to get a coach, a mentor, and join their academy. There are lots of great ones. Mine is awesome. I give all the tools, all the templates, everything that you need to start day one. And then I do master coaching personally myself. A lot of other coaches don't do themselves. And I do it every Wednesday, 4 p.m. my time, 2 hours coaching, and everybody's invited to that one. If anybody wants to join me in the coaching session next week, just email it to John. We'll make sure we'll send the link to you, John, and join me online. What's the other one you said? Oh yeah, how you do it is, guys, learning the tricks, learning from the very best, and then follow their path. That's the sure way to do it. Otherwise, you can stumble into all these different places and get crushed. You got to get focused. That's the one thing I would say. Be enthusiastic, write down your goals, and then start working on 2 big plates. That's investors' plate, and also, of course, the broker's plate, I call it, getting the deals and all that. And, lots of coaches are there who will teach you how to do about it, how to go about doing all that. What's the second question? Second question, Chris?
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, perfect. I can now.
The second question is, what is your next property?
Oh, my next property is $72 million one. I know you must be thinking, man, this Vinney is going crazy. You know what? The thing is, see, I used to be in the 5 million ones, then 10 million, then 15 million. Now we are in the big league of 52 million we just did. We just saw 2 great assets right there where we were, 72 million. Another one is, I think, 42 million. So the big game is coming. 72, we want to get it. Interest rate is even 3.51 or 3.52 now. We want to hit it when it's the best time. This is the best time to get into real estate, guys. If you get anything from me, a lot of people are talking about, shrinking and this adjustment coming up mid 2020. Yes, it will be, but that's okay. Nobody can predict it. But if you stay out of the market, you'll stay out of the market for life. You've got to be in the game to make it happen. Hey guys, let me share with you something special. I want to take a little bit time to talk about something we are working on, a very, very exciting concept. What it is that it's creating a frictionless, ultimate customer experience in selling, in buying, in owning multifamily assets by combining capital market, real estate, and the technology ecosystems. You might ask me, Vinny, what do you mean by that? So this is something which is very exciting happening. The problem is that we are finding big boys, the time is taking too long for time to complete a transaction is from 1 to 4 months, right there. The money, the cost to complete a transaction of buying or selling of the commercial real estate, multifamily in our case, is 8 to 12% of the property value. The seller's pains are there, lots of pains, the painful to repair, to renovate, to list, to market, to show, to negotiate, and then wait and have sleepless nights if this buyer, they accepted the offer, is able to close or not close. On the other side, the buyer also has painful to identify, arrange, and down payment, inspect and evaluate and underwrite and close and renovate. Uh, there are other risks and uncertainties like deals may fall through. From the seller and the buyer perspective, the properties may have undiscovered problems, and the user experience, low customer satisfaction is the outcome of all that. We call them as multitudes of frictions right there. So how can we change that? The other problem is, again, this is a big one, by the way. The problem is massive in size, has far-reaching implications. The multifamily real estate market in the U.S. annual transaction is about close to $500 billion, over $500 billion with a T, guys. Affects the economic mobility, dissuades from ownership and saving and wealth building because of all these headaches. And let me share with you, being in the commercial field, I'm a broker myself, right here in California. But the thing is never bought and sold. I went into the investing mode. The thing is, if you look at CBRE, Cushman and Field, Transwestern, all these Marcus and Millichaps, all the big boys, they are not advertising anymore their listings. They are putting in on their website because they don't want to get co-star involved and pay the commissions and fees and all that. Or LoopNet is almost gone, co-star bought LoopNet. The thing is that the commercial brokers are really enjoying a big surge of impact from the sellers trying to sell and the investors trying to buy. They are like, oh yeah, I want to buy this, right? The thing is, how can we make it really easy? Is what we can do is to tell the seller of the multifamily, we are doing in the smaller stage right now from about 18 units to 50 units, 8 units to 50 units. We're going to grow that to a higher level where we could go to the seller and say, hey, we'll buy your multifamily in 7 days, 7-day closing. They get their cash, and then we'll be able to have investors like the new investors from my academy and from other academies in USA, students who already have the money and so forth, to buy those assets that we would have done all the work on. We would have done all the surveys, all the reports, and have even the financing in place already done. So we are going to be doing, that's our model. We are working on it, and it's going to be coming out. If anybody listening to me would like to get involved, again, just send a message to John, Jon, John at vinneychopra.com, or also there is a website. I'll show you where we are working with, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to change the whole spectrum. For 50 to 70 years, the real estate industry has remained very antiquated. That's the word, antiquated. And the capital market investors have little opportunity to solve this problem with the data that is available now, the artificial intelligence and everything. So ecosystem participants don't think like capital market yet, but we're going to change that. So the solution is that we are going to be bringing ourselves from the multifamily sellers and to the multifamily buyers. We are the oxygen ecosystem right there. We are bringing oxygen. Our company's name is Oxygen. And I'll introduce you to my partners and everybody, capital markets investors on one side and multifamily servicers. We're going to combine all of them to bring oxygen in the marketplace and to really, really make these exciting key functions, stands ready to buy and sell multifamily using its own balance sheet. We will be able to buy with 7 to 12 days closing right away, stands ready to provide multifamily services associated with a transaction, everything totally finished from A to Z, all done for the sellers and all done for the buyers. Isn't that great, guys? I mean, you can just picture yourself that if you got the money ready with your investors, you don't need anybody at all. We'll bring the properties to you. You just fit in there. You get your investors to lock in, and we'll even provide the PPMs and all that. I mean, we are working with the whole ecosystem, getting all the partners together to accomplish this. The benefits to the seller is going to be immediacy, convenience, and the cash liquidity to the sellers while maintaining competitive pricing. To buyers, it's the curated. Please look at that word, curated. The risks will be all taken away, and ready inventory and pre-cleared financing to buyers at competitive prices. To the investors, the opportunity to earn attractive intermediation returns. To capital market investors, what it is that, just to share with you, we are getting equity partners like I think 240 million or something like that. And then we have the investors who will be investing in this, our fund, which will be purchasing these assets, and we have the whole management arm and everything to keep those assets, working. If we are having delay within, like after we buy it, I mean, I can explain, it's hard to explain everything in just this 20-30 minutes, but that's the ecosystem we are building, and you'll be just changing a big change, disruption, we call it, and make it frictionless. That's the word. Opportunity to attract intermediate returns, and to servicers, opportunity for steady high volume business to the servicers. So we are combining the whole in the oxygen ecosystem. We are combining everybody, servicers, the capital markets investors, the multifamily buyers, and the sellers. So it's going to be very, 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 very exciting. Why now? You might ask us, why, Vinney? Why this is the time? See the rise of the iBuy. iBuy is the one, they are the ones who are buying themselves into this, and proven individual components are there. We'll have the capital market thinking, all these combined together in years. Millennials and the Generation X preferences are sharing, these technology readiness is there. So if we are able to build that, the rise of iBuyer is going to take this whole system, which we are building, to a new height. And there is a demand for it. We know it, and we are willing, we are determined, not willing, but determined to cater to the millennials and the Generation X and the Y and the Z that's coming up in the future. So the technology is ready, that has not been imported into our business of syndications and multifamily sales and all that, which is, we are willing to put that all together for you. So if any of you would like to be a part of it, please go ahead. And I don't know where that zip code is, where the website is. Yeah, I didn't see it. Anyway, I know we were looking at, but just reach out to us, guys. Again, I just want to go ahead and share with you some of the different, many lectures in my academy. If anybody wants to join, again, please email John, Jon, at vinneychopra.com. Be sure to buy the book. Today it's half price. It's the bestseller, new release in just 2 days, guys. Just 2 days. Bestseller, best international seller, best book in development, growth, economics, real estate selling, in Canada, in UK, and in all the categories. I mean, these are just a few. And we got like 35, 37 every hour. People are reading the book. And the Kindle edition was for 99 cents. We might bring it back again, but go ahead and get the book today. 50% off today. Just go on Amazon, Vinney Chopra. You will not miss that. What value you will get. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off. Oh, by the way, also I give $500 off, I think, in the book from my academy also. So you spend $12, you get the whole spectrum, and then you get $500 off the academy. Anyway, that's me right here in the Indian costume. I want to have a joyful life and share joy with other people. I want to have a ripple effect of the joy from my life to each one on this earth. That's my motto. That's what I live for every day. A lot of ebooks, a lot of lectures, a lot of presence on the media. So God bless you all who are watching. Again, you'll be watching. Some of you are in different rooms and so forth like that. So, to apply for mentorship, please call John, Jon, at vinneychopra.com. That's my website, vinneychopra.com. And again, you will not be feeling sorry at all. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to be with me. Chris, how much time we have?
Vinney, that was phenomenal, and those deals that you're giving out with that book, I'm going to get me a copy of it. I'm excited of it. We have around a little over 20 more minutes, and we actually have two more questions for you, Vinney. One question is, I have heard that it isn't worth your time to pursue deals under 100 units. What is your opinion on the scale you need to your deals to become successful?
Oh my gosh, no. Somebody who said 100 units is wrong. Because see, the thing is, you got to look at when you're starting small. My first unit I bought, Chris, was 14 units. 14 units. The thing is, you got to start small. Of course, if you can raise lots of money, that's why I was teaching all this whole thing today was about raising money, because you got to be building investor base. That's more important than anything. You got to spend every week to get, I mentioned about 3 investors a week. That is if you're going on a slow pace with your W-2 job. If you can get 5 investors every week, it's amazing how quickly you will scale up. Because 100 units or 70, actually I usually say 70 units is where you could get a full-time community manager and a full-time lead maintenance HVAC certified at your property. I won't, I think 60 was the other one. 14 units, then 60 is the lowest one, I think. 64 was another one, 66 was another one, guys. Who you are seeing me at 324 units now that we closed on Thursday for $52 million. That's a long curve, right? It's a 10, 12 years curve. Of course, in my company, the new one, I just started, I'm the 100% CEO, is only 4 years old. So you can do it if you get the systems going. Now, I would say that please don't worry about 100 units. If you can take so much long to get the money raised for 100 units, what good is that? You should get started small. Get a 14, 18, 22, 28, 50 units. So that's my answer. Don't get stuck with that number of 100, of course. And the best thing is also, I teach my students, you got to really go ahead and talk to the property management companies in the market that you are going to buy. Just don't go blindly. Talk to brokers, talk to everybody, talk to business people, go to Chamber of Commerce, go to, building permits over their department, talk to some of the people, ask them, hey, where was how many more multifamily are coming in this neighborhood? I am the new person, or if it's in your backyard, of course, you got to sell yourself and then tell them, you know what, I'm over here. I'm going to be purchasing. You have to give them a perspective. You're there to buy one property. See, when I bought south of Houston, Chris, like 4 years back or 4.5 years back, I picked up a county where billions of dollars would have been spent. And Houston, I went to Houston market and I said, you know what? I need product over here. We don't have a product. I said, okay, let's find one. And I said, in my humble opinion, go ahead and call your investors. You sold the multifamily 5 years back. Maybe they are ready to sell, now. And that's what happened. All big boys, big businesses, they did that, and they kept on giving me off-market deals. I was getting them month after month after month, and did 12 syndications quickly. So that's the name of the game. Don't get stuck with 100 units. How's the next question?
All right. So next question, great answer to that. Next question, what markets are you heavily focusing in on?
Oh, very good question. I'm so glad somebody's asking me that. Please, please, please think about it. See, at this time, I would say if I have lots of money and lots of pennies around, I'll be purchasing in 7 markets. Five plus 2, 7. 7 markets. And the reason I say that, guys, is that I am really bullish on Atlanta. Even though Atlanta has done its course, my 2 properties I bought 20 months back. Literally, I'm telling you, 10 million. I'm selling for 15 million point 4 or something. Another one I bought for 12 million. I can sell for $18 million. So deals are always there. Atlanta, still keep it on the track. Fort Worth, Texas, San Antonio, of course, Florida. I'm really big on Jacksonville, Florida, also Orlando, Florida, and Tampa, Florida. So those are my big ones. And also on the East Coast, of course, Raleigh, Durham, in that whole tech triangle, and Greenville, South Carolina. You've opened up a big case here. Louisville, Kentucky, Lexington. I'm really bullish on that side. Even though I live in San Francisco right here, some people are trying. I've seen my students like in Phoenix and Salt Lake City. I think up on the coast like Washington State, Portland, kind of prices have gone up higher. Of course, in the north side of LA is another place, that I am keeping an eye on. And I feel that's a great place also. So again, don't take my word for it. The biggest is anybody that joins my academy, by the way, you get the whole shebang. We have drop boxes of each of the markets that we are, investing in and so forth, or giving information. So we put all the data in different folders for each of the emerging markets. So anybody's interested, please email John, Jon, John. You're going to be getting a lot of emails, buddy. John at VinneyChopra.com. And we can put you in touch with. I also wrote a really great ebook, by the way, very nice, how to determine emerging markets. If anybody's interested, it's free, totally free. And you can also just send to John or text the word LEARN, LEARN, to 474747. Right over here. I don't think it's here. There it is, 474747. Just text the word LEARN. Sorry, and just say that you want to get the emerging market book. Or I've written a lot of ebooks, and this is my book that I have gotten right there. End of slide. Okay, let's go here. But do remember, this book will teach you so much, and also will give you $5 off right off the bat. It's for half price for my Investor Nations people. We have put that special day on Amazon. And maybe today and tomorrow we'll keep it for a few days. I think I've sold almost 800, 900 in just 2 days. I mean, that is the biggest. I never thought that book is going to get caught by so many people. And they're giving gifts also as they saw what I put my life in there. And it's very practical information for passive investors, people who really want to go to a next step, Chris?
Very good, very good. We have 2 actually. 1, Vinney, what is a bigger problem for a syndicate? Finding investors or finding deals?
Okay, good question. I would say both. I don't want to lie because the thing is, see, again, finding investors is definitely the number 1 problem I find with new investors, by the way. And that's why it's so important to have that credibility here, that elevator page, that brochure I talked about, the PowerPoint, and I give that day one of my academy. Anybody becomes my student, they get that right away, and they actually put their stamp on it. I give them everything, and they in PowerPoint they send it $50 or $40 to a VA, and I'll give you my VAs, my whole network, and everything. Also, everybody, and I mean, I want everybody that gets in touch with me to fly like me. That's my passion in life right now, you know, and that's how I am. That's who I am. The thing is, you've got to take step, and that's the thing. You've got to have investors and also start building relationships with the brokers. And I have big chapters on that also, Chris, you know, in my academy. How to say the pitch, how to go about it, how to bring them in confidence, you know, and all that. So those are the two major things what one of the, you know, very savvy investor just asked. I say about 5 plates. The 3 plates are very small plates, by the way. Loan qualification, other one. But the biggest 2 plates are investors and brokers getting the deals, you know.
Perfect. Well, we have 14 more minutes and questions are rolling in. So, Vinney, can you talk more about managing investments that are so far away from home?
Oh, wow. You know what? Amazing. I'm glad you asked that question. Thank you. See, I've been running this whole operation of 300 million now from San Francisco. I don't leave my home that much. You know, I fly maybe 5 times a year, just 5 times, guys. Internet is your best friend. Do not think that out of 166, I think, from what I hear from my team, I have 166 investors. Guess how many I have met? 28. 28. Listen to me, guys. Only 28 investors I met belly to belly. My you know, Milton Colgrove, my attorney, my counsel, my very best friend from Dallas, Texas, Carrollton, Texas is his practice. One of the finest guy, Milton Colgrove. Please go ahead and you know, see him there. I'm going to see him. I have met him 3 times in 12 years. 3 times. But he's doing all my closings, looking after my business and everything. So you don't need to be investing in your backyard. That's what I want to tell you. You can remotely do everything. It's just in your mind. I mean, you know, I found I am building a new business in Atlanta, brand new company in Houston. I built brand new in San Antonio, because once you go there, you are able to network and find the right appraisers, the due diligence people who did my properties in Atlanta. They were in business for 42 years doing due diligence on multifamily, guys. Guess what? I would love to give you their contacts. Everybody who just emails John at vinneychopra.com. You can ask any questions. I'll reply. He'll reply. My team will reply. But you can reach us. That's the best part. The other part is that you should be able to network right away and get into the grooves pretty quickly. So I would say, do not think that at all, that you have to invest in your backyard. Not at all. You know, I'm prime example of it. And lots of other people in the country. I'm not just alone, you know. So anything can be done on the, I mean, we can just smoke out the property sitting in my desk. In 15 to 30 minutes, I can make a decision on my desk whether I want to buy this property or not. I don't need to go anywhere. Everything is available on the internet. Other question, Chris?
That is right. That's a good thing that we have the internet, and we can stay home and do that. So we have another question, Vinney. How do you feel about short-term rentals, Airbnbs, mixed with a portfolio of student/military housing? For an example, a 3-story building with a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, and a shared kitchen and living room.
Okay, good question. Very good question. You know, see, the thing is, I just feel like, as an engineer, I feel like focus is power. Focus is power, right? I mean, I didn't get into student housing. They are very good operators out there. It's a different bear. I would say that first, because you are having annual leases. You got more vandalism, you know, more noise and everything with the, you know, students, unless they are postgraduate students, things like that. I just haven't deviated my course. None of my 27, acquisitions, amounting to 300 million have been student housing at all. Maybe we had some nurses from nurses schools, maybe few postgraduate students. It's a different bear, I will say that. Secondly, Airbnb is a great model. I love the model. It's just that, see, when you are concentrating on Airbnb, it's hard to sell that to a buyer. What they're looking for is sure income, pure income. And if the new operator is not able to do Airbnb and the NOI shifts downward, you will have limited number of buyers. That's my, it's just coming to my mind as this question is asked. The thing is, we have done some furnished units, which is very similar to Airbnb, but we do it at a long-term monthly rental. We have done that where we were getting like $7.95 or $12.95. We got $24.95 or $3,000, maybe even $28.95. For the same apartment with furnished. Right there, a minimum furnished. Like that. So I think Airbnb concept is great to increase. I know Elijah, I would love to say, is that he's an expert in there in Sacramento, and he's done really, really well by having 4 plexes and another 4 plex and 12 units to do Airbnb. There is money to be made, definitely. Again, we go to senior, living. We can go to all kinds of different ways. We could, do portions. Well, see, the thing is, you have to look at if you're doing within a big community like ours, 324 units we just purchased. We are thinking to do some furnished units to test the market because a lot of biotech people come in and executives, and it's like a resort. You saw some of the pictures in this presentation. The big thing is that once you are able to do that, how would that affect other residents? See, you want to really be thinking about the residents are gold, and you want to see how it will affect. Huh? So all those are great avenues, by the way. Nothing wrong in it. A 5-story, 6-story, I think you mentioned, and shared bathrooms and all. You have to see what the client is there, the buyer or the renter, and would they be happy with doing that? I know in the schools, I know our son went to Berkeley, and we had to pay a ton of money because this was like a house, 6, I think, bedrooms, and each room they were getting like $1,200, and that's a good way to scale up, Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so. Great answer to that. All right. So we had a couple questions on this, and I know you briefly touched on it, but let's go ahead and go back over it. Where can attendees buy the book for the 50% off?
Oh my gosh, it's on Amazon. Amazon today. Please go to Amazon, put Vinney Chopra. Where is my name? Right there. Vinney. Don't put smile. Amazon doesn't smile. But Vinney Chopra, just go Vinney Chopra. And actually, that's where it is right now. I checked it before.
It's already 50% off for the attendees.
Today for the attendees. Please do it right now. One thing I would like to request your attendees, if you would, please read it quickly and put a review. Put a review, good or bad review, because I really would love to hear from you. And if you like the book and anything, please share that with other people. Thank you.
Very good. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to make sure I order me a copy as well. I'm excited to read it and dig down deep into it. Okay, so there's no more questions, and I always just like to follow up. I know you did it before, but if anything else comes up, how can people get a hold of you and get in contact with you again?
Oh, totally. By all means, if anybody would like to join my academy, my mentorship, my personal coaching, mastermind, inner circle, it's very cheap. It's much cheaper than a lot of people are charging $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. You would be surprised what I give for $2,500. $2,500 or $5,000. Of course, personal time with me is very expensive, $25,000 and $50,000. But the thing is, I group teach, and I take care of so many different issues of everything that comes on the way. So please reach out to John, Jon, at vinneychopra.com. And of course, the other way to reach us is very quickly, right now, go to your cell phone right now, and just text the word learn, 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 right there, or syndication or partner, that's the third word, to 474747. That's the easiest way and quickest way. And we love to text you back. I mean, you know, my team is ready. And don't be surprised that you just said learn to this and write back. Somebody replies back. We are not the kind of people it takes, you know, days and days to get back to you.
Well, that is wonderful, Vinney. I know I felt your energy through this presentation, and I know the attendees felt it. This was an amazing experience for all of us. Thank you very much for everything, and we will definitely be in contact, and good luck with those deals.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. You have been a great host. And thank you, Dan. I want to give kudos to Dan Hanford for putting together this event. And I loved it in January. I loved it today. And I'm going to be back in a lot of different ideas, a lot of different things, different topics that I can impart knowledge. Dan, please go and look at a lot of blogs. Almost, I think every week, 2 or 3 of my blogs are Editor's Choice and Bigger Pockets. So please search me on Bigger Pockets also. You can reach me there also. Of course, join me also on Facebook Live, which I do that on Fridays, every Friday, unless we are traveling. You know, that is at 10 a.m. Pacific.
Very good. Very good. Well, Vinney, I'll make sure we get on Facebook Live and see that. And I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. And thank you very much for spending time with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. And thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
All right. Take care.
Sure.